Ole Miss released its uniform for the LSU game, and believe you me, I have thoughts. It may not be the thoughts that you think I have, though. This is the uniform extra edition of the Locked On Ole Miss podcast.
You are Locked On Ole Miss, your daily podcast on the Ole Miss Rebels, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
All right, welcome to this extra edition, uniform edition of the Locked On Ole Miss podcast. Thank you very much for joining us. As you can see over on the right, over there, white helmet, red jersey, white pants. It's going to be a gorgeous combination. I was at the Ole Miss South Carolina game in 2018 when they wore something similar. The only thing different was the helmet decal, and it looked really, really good. So we'll see exactly how it pops and goes against that LSU uniform. Now, you realize I have thoughts on this game. The navy red and gray, the powder blue, the red and gray. I think it looks great in contrasting with LSU's uniforms. It's not about this is what we always do. So whenever people start talking about traditions and things like that, no, it's just an aesthetically pleasing combination. Now, this one could be a pleasing combination because I have suspicions that the red is the reason this uniform really jumps off the screen when they're playing LSU. Whether it's navy helmets, powder helmets, everybody has favorites like that. I think the white helmet might do something similar. I did not want powder jerseys for this game. It doesn't look the same. The uniform looks good. If you take the Ole Miss uniform and set it to the side and just look at it, it's like, yes, this is a good-looking uniform. But it doesn't look the same aesthetically when combined with the LSU uniforms. So that's the reason we wanted that, at least that red. And I think we're going to get that as well. We'll have the reveal in just a second. But first, I want to let you know that this episode is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. It's the easiest place to spice up your college football season. Hey, easiest. Seriously. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to go to the UnderdogFantasy.com website or the Underdog Fantasy app on the App Store or the Google Play Store. Select 2 to 5 players. So it'd be like in the Syracuse and Clemson game, is Sean Tucker going to get lower than 93.5 rushing yards? You know, Clemson's tough to run against. Will he be able to hit that 93.5? Will Oronde Gadsden get higher than 66.5 receiving yards in that game? I don't know. In the Ohio State and Iowa, will C.J. Stroud go lower than 300.5 passing yards? That's a high number. Hawkeyes give up 154 passing yards a game. Does Ohio State have the horses? You can decide that. If you feel strongly about it, you can go in there and do that. It's easy to play, and it's available in over 30 states. Seriously, it's one of the easiest fantasy games out there, and you can win cold hard cash in a single game. So this is what I want you to do. Sign up with the promo code Locked On. That's one word. And Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. That's right. Deposit $100, get $100 free. That doesn't get much better than that. So go to UnderdogFantasy.com or find the Underdog Fantasy app in the App Store or Google Play Store. That's Underdog Fantasy. Promo code Locked On, one word. Get on the college football pick'em action today. All right, thanks for making the Locked On Ole Miss podcast your first listen every day. We are free and available wherever you get your podcast, including YouTube. So do us a favor, hit subscribe, mash it up there on the YouTube page. Also, comment down below, participate in the conversation, upvote the video as well, and of course, hit the bell for notifications so you know whenever new videos go up, which on this channel happens quite frequently. So do that for me as well. This is going to be a lot of fun. The whole purpose of this channel is to make Ole Miss football fun. That's what it is. It's not about news. It's about perspectives and commentary. We're trying to throw as many perspectives as we can and at you. And I think that works. Like this episode, it's a uniform episode. Everybody tells Ole Miss fans all the time, nobody cares about uniforms, just win games. Everybody's heard that, no matter what's going on. But what you noticed was, and the reason I started doing this video, is the question kept getting asked. It kept getting brought up. But yes, people shot it down, to look at it. It's like people that in public hate on Nickelback, but at home are listening to Nickelback. They're selling out giant arenas, yet they're the most hated band in the history of the world. It doesn't work that way. It's about public perception. And they want to perceive that they don't go into this uniform game, but they care about the uniforms. You see that whenever people are going crazy about not wearing the navy blue and the red, or the powder and the red, and going with the combination that we are going with a white helmet, white red jersey, and white pants. Without further ado, let's listen and see the uniform reveal. Yeah. This is the second time Ole Miss has won their combination. You can see it there. There's Elijah Moore. The only difference is the helmet decal had the red, white, and blue decal on it. It was a good-looking uniform. I was at this game. It really jumped off the screen. It was visually pleasing. And I think in this situation, you're going to have a similar look at Baton Rouge. If you take that and make it yellow and the helmets and the pants, I think it has a chance to be a really pleasing game. So I'm fixated on this game. This is a tweet from earlier in the week where I said I think the Realtree might come out with the red jerseys, though. I was close. White helmets with the red jerseys. I didn't think they would do that back-to-back week, but they actually did. Like I said, I think this uniform has a chance to look really good. But that is my view. Whenever I came, it's like October 18th. So it's 3 days ago I said that. So pretty cool indeed. So this Ole Miss situation, I swear Ole Miss has the prettiest color combinations in all the country. Oregon cannot do what we can do, because every one of Ole Miss's jerseys has a tie to the traditional Ole Miss jerseys. Remember, Ole Miss was the first school that started that Oregon thing of changing jerseys. When everybody else had just simply two colors that they went off of, Ole Miss wore blue jerseys sometimes. They wore red jerseys sometimes. This happened all the time whenever other schools were very locked in with what they were wearing. The red jerseys, the blue jerseys, even on the road, there have been red jerseys with the red stripes that we all know. There's also been white jerseys with blue stripes. Back in the Steve Sloan years, that happened. That was in the 80s. That's 4 different uniform combinations in a time when nobody ran uniform combinations. Comboing uniform is the tradition of Ole Miss. Everybody's talking about, well, I need to turn on the TV and know immediately who is playing. The words are literally up of who's playing on the TV screen at all times. You no longer have to do that. It's not a situation where you're trying to get a clean feed on a C-band satellite in 1985. No. Names are up of who's playing. Ole Miss is relative stuff for all they're going. All their uniforms kind of look alike. It's just a slight color difference. And you can tell pretty quick which one is Ole Miss. Because, honestly, you probably would not be turning that game on if you weren't expecting Ole Miss. So it's a good situation, a fun game. Remember, Derek Vandegrift and Tom Vanderford will be the post-game analysts this week. We will be fairly interactive. We should do that. It might go a little bit longer than it normally does. We are going to play with this game a little bit with the interactivity. So it should be fun. But this has been the uniform reveal video. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Remember to tune in to that. Make your second listen Locked On SEC by listening to Chris Gordy and his local experts on Locked On. They take you around the SEC in 30 minutes. Make the Locked On SEC show your second listen every day. Anyway, this has been our uniform reveal show. Tune in tomorrow night We'll be here for the postcast. We'll have fun. We'll talk about all the comings and goings of the game. See you then.